The following presentation was made possible by the Alltech Media Group, a Southern California multimedia company providing exponential branding and marketing services to all their clients. The Alltech Media Group understands the value of the 3W strategy, providing their clients proven, trackable results. Let us make it easy for you to grow your business. Visit alltechmedia.com.
I am very excited to be here this morning and to introduce our next guest. As many of you know, I have a passion for education and higher education in particular, another institution that shall remain nameless. But it's a real privilege for me to be here. You don't see me much in the morning anymore. I have a 9-month-old at home, and I take advantage of daddy time in the morning when she's in an awesome mood. But I owe Chancellor Wilcox one. About 3 years ago, he and I just met just the other day, but I had to fess up that about 3 years ago, I actually stole one of his deans because I was short a president up at a small institution in San Luis Obispo. And so I said, I really need to come and welcome the new chancellor. Besides that, as many of you know, with several of my UCR colleagues, I've been in the doghouse for some time. Because of another chancellor, shall remain nameless, who took some other job in Long Beach. And I just wanted affirmation from my colleagues at UCR that I'm off the hook. Am I off the hook? That's great. You're going to get to learn why here. Our speaker today was appointed to his current position by the University of California Board of Regents on August 8th, 2013. Previously, as I mentioned, he was the provost at Michigan State, Executive Vice President and Professor of Communication Sciences and Disorders from 2005 to 2013. He oversaw more than 200 academic programs, nearly 49,000 students, and almost 5,000 faculty and staff. During his time at Michigan State, he implemented major institutional restructuring and strategic positioning initiatives and helped lead a capital campaign that raised more than $1.4 billion. That's tough to do, no doubt about it. He added 100 new faculty positions, created the Residential College in Arts and Humanities, the College of Music, and expanded the university's 2 medical colleges. That would be 2 medical colleges. No pressure. He has been described as a dynamic leader, a hands-on teacher, a scholar, a researcher with exceptional record of leadership. It is my pleasure to welcome the new Chancellor of the University of California, Riverside, Dr. Kim Wilcox.
Good morning, Riverside. Now, I have to say, I was going to start with just thanking everyone. This is one of the most welcoming communities I know. But this morning, starting to change my thoughts. You've set me up after the mayor does a video comedy routine. I follow an international video hero. This is not exactly the right, don't never follow dogs and children, right? Well, but I do return to the theme. I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm particularly grateful to Lou for running White out of town, so I've got a job. There's lots of people in the audience I'd like to recognize. Cindy Roth, who I know all of you know and love, was the second person in the city of Riverside that I met. I met Cindy Giorgio, the Associate Chancellor, and the second person, literally, in town that I met was Cindy Roth, which is a reflection of her role in your community and all that she does and does for all of us. Of course, I want to thank the Chambers for all that you do. I'm fully aware of your history with the university and what you have meant to the university over so much time. My wife, who isn't here this morning, has come to love your community. If you drive down Watkins Drive in the early morning, she gets up at 6 and heads right to Box Springs Mountain, climbs it nearly every day. She and I have done the Sycamore Canyon walk many times. She actually has now a favorite restaurant in town and a favorite meal, believe it or not. She's had the same meal 3 times in one of the local restaurants. I won't tell you where it is. Try to find us. If you know my wife, it's not an expensive restaurant. But we have found it very easy to settle into Riverside, and that's a tribute to all of you and the community that you have made over so many years, and it's a great pleasure to be here. People keep asking, so what brought you to UCR? And I thought I'd take this morning and talk a little bit about what I believe were the things that made it impossible for me not to say yes when the offer was made to come be the Chancellor. First, of course, the University of California, Riverside is simply a great university. And we all know how it is a national leader in providing access to higher education for the citizens here of the Inland Empire. And that's reflected in lots of measures. We're particularly proud of the diversity of our student body. Over 75% of our undergraduate students are students of color. We have more students on our campus receiving support from the federal government in terms of Pell Grants than any other large university in the top 100 in the country. And for those of you who don't know, that's a measure of basically family income. We have more students whose families don't have a lot of money than anybody else in the country. But importantly it's important to remember that we are now a college of choice within the UC system. We're not the last choice after UCLA and Berkeley and all the rest. We're one of the places people choose first on their list. There's a few numbers I want you to take home with you tonight, or this morning rather, and one of them is the average high school GPA of our entering freshman class is 3.6. Our average student is an A-, B+ student. And of course, those of you who, not the mayor, but the rest of you who took math, you know that half of those students are better than that, right? These are not just students who have been in environments that always didn't have as much money as they wish they had. They're students who have great ability. And we're proud to have them be part of our university. But when anyone talks to me about access to higher education, I get a little cautious because access is easy to provide. All you do is drop your standards, drop your price, the two go hand in hand, and you can provide access to lots of people. Access alone is really not the measure. The measure is always access to what? Access to what? You have to, just like anything else when you go and buy a car or go and buy a couch, it's not what you're paying, it's what you're getting for the money. And I'm proud to say that at UCR, it's not just access, but it's access to something pretty valuable and at a pretty good price. We are, according to the Washington Monthly Magazine, the second best university in the country, number 2 in the country. Please. And that applause is not for me so much as it is for you because I'm the new guy here. I can take very little credit for that. You should take the credit for that. And there's lots of ranking systems. The Washington Monthly ranking system is based on 3 criteria. Research, which is a measure of the academic strength of the university. Social mobility, that is, what does the university provide to the students who attend? And thirdly, service. Does the university serve its community and its state and its nation in ways that are important? I can think of no better rating system than research, social mobility for students, and service. So being number 2 in that ranking is probably the one that I'd choose of all the rankings in the country. We're 10th in the world in science and physical science and engineering, quality of research and faculty. And that's not by some kind of biased group. That's a university in Holland who does international ratings of university faculty strength. So when you think of access at UCR, you're getting access to the very best quality. But what about price? Lots of headlines about debt. Student debt is, in fact, a national issue, and maybe I'll come back in a few months and we'll talk again about higher education financing, which is something that's important to us as a nation as we think about the future for our children and grandchildren. But again, a couple facts to take away with you. Despite the headlines of $100,000 debt and all the truly bad situations we have out there, 1/3 of the students who graduate every year at UCR have no debt, absolutely none. And the ones that do have debt, the average debt is $20,000, which is a lot of money if you're 22 years, 23, 24 years old, I don't doubt. But it's below the national average by $3,000 or $4,000. So 1/3 of the students with no debt, the ones that do have debt that's on average below the national average. That, again, is a tribute to you. I know so many of you have been good financial contributors to the university, have helped our students in other ways with food and friendship and support that has made the difference in their lives and helped them succeed and helped them keep those costs down. That's important. So, why did I come to UCR? One of the best universities in the country, if not the world. A place that is open to, embraces, and supports its citizens and its students. We have students of all backgrounds who graduate equally. You don't end up graduating at different rates because of what your background is at UCR. But thirdly, connections. This is a place that's connected. The best universities tend to shape and be shaped by their communities. Think of Chapel Hill, think of Austin, think of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Those are places where the city and the university are almost synonymous one with the other. That's what we have here in Riverside. The values of your community are the values of our university. And that's true for us, it's true for La Sierra, it's true for Cal Baptist, it's true for RCC. These are places that reflect you and your values, your hardworking values, your commitment to each other, your commitment to support each other. That's why we are so successful in the ways we do things, of embracing our students and ensuring their success. It's because we're emulating and living your values. And again, I'm grateful to that. But I'm also grateful for what it has done to our university. It's helped us focus on things that are important. We focus on suburban development, a crucial topic for all of us here in the Empire and how we think about our land use and our organization of ourselves in the future. We focus on the environment, air quality, water quality. We focus on cultural differences and how different peoples live and work and grow together. These are the strengths that make our university, that are at the core of our university. And they're also at the core of the issues that are, in fact, the topics here every month at Good Morning Riverside, but across the Inland Empire. So not just in value ways, but in content ways, we have reflected, I think, what Riverside is as a community. I'm also here because it's a great time in the life of the community and in the life of the university. Everybody knows about the new medical school. Applause. There aren't too many times you get a chance to start a medical school, and this is something we can all savor. We're also starting a new school of public policy at the university, and there aren't many times in the life of a university you get to start a new school of public policy either. Applause. The two individually are striking, and I could spend more than my time with the timekeeper over here talking about either one of those. But the two together provide an opportunity for us to think about our university and think about our community and think about our future. There are lots of medical schools around the country. Very, very few independent medical schools. They're almost always affiliated with a large university. And they draw upon the resources of that university, whether it's basic chemistry, biochemistry, and physics, or philosophy in terms of ethics, or sociology in terms of demographics of people. They naturally grow on larger universities, and the biggest ones are at the stronger universities. And at those universities, there is a flow in both directions, from the medical school to the rest of the university and back again. But I think if you ask most people in medical education today, they tell you that they wish they had a different structure. They wish they had a different organization. They've been buffeted by medical service funding, from Medicare to Medicaid to all the rest. It changes from day to day, decade to decade. And they wish they had a different organizational structure and a different service mindset than they are now left with. We have the chance to build our organization of core university and medical school in a way that no one else in the country can. And that's the good news of being a Johnny-come-lately to the medical education mode. We can now look around the 21st century, survey the terrain, and build a medical school that not just fits the 21st century, but fits, again, the values and traditions of the community and of the university. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And certainly part of that is our commitment historically to making our intellectual work real in the community. And that's where the School of Public Policy becomes important. We want a medical school that not just helps people live healthier lives and helps medical students become better physicians, but we want a medical school that shapes the policies that determine our collective health as a society. And I would much prefer to have those policies shaped by the values here in Riverside than the values in lots of other cities around the country, which I will not name. That's what we want to do at UCR. Create a new way of thinking about medicine, about health, about public policy, about the interchange of basic chemistry and physics and philosophy and ethics with medical education, with policy creation in the Inland Empire, in the state of California, and across the nation. That's why it's exciting to be here today, because of the values and because of the opportunities ahead of us. People ask me, so what's important to UCR? I've got a simple response to that question. Student success. That has always been and will continue to be a defining aspect of the University of California, Riverside. Faculty success, because if we don't have great faculty doing great things, there's no sense bringing your students to us. Inland Empire success. We have and will always be integral to this area of the country. State of California success, because remember our middle name is California, University, California, Riverside. That's what's important to us. It has been for decades. It's clear to see to me as the newcomer, and that's what's important to us in the future. I'm looking forward to my time in Riverside. It's been now 3 weeks. It's been a great whirlwind and exciting 3 weeks, and it's great to be able to be here early on in that tenure and talk to all of you. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you at UCR events, lectures, athletic events, arts events. The campus is a great place to just walk and enjoy the students and the conversations. I'm looking forward to being seen at the Long Arts of Night of Arts and Entertainment. The Festival of Lights, everyone tells me you got to get to Mission Inn during Christmas. I'll do that. I'll give you this. Diane's favorite, my wife's favorite restaurant has outdoor dining. That's usually where we're sitting, so maybe you'll see me there. But most importantly, I'm looking forward to working together with all of you. It's in a short period of time I've made so many friends, and I have just got a long list of exciting things that we can do together. So looking forward to that a whole bunch. And I really want to thank you once again for the warm welcome and for this chance this morning to come and meet with all of you. Thanks so much.
The following presentation was made possible by the Alltech Media Group, a Southern California multimedia company providing exponential branding and marketing services to all their clients. The Alltech Media Group understands the value of the 3W strategy, providing their clients proven, trackable results. Let us make it easy for you to grow your business. Visit alltechmedia.com.